Apparently, the Tessellation Exotic can take out an entire team of Guardians in a single massive explosion.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh, that explosion was massive. Myth confirmed. Let's move on to myth number 2. You can block an incoming Hammer of Soul and actually save yourself from dying if you hit it with a rocket. Myth confirmed. I did not expect that to work. Okay, this is a pretty strange one. The Postmaster supposedly changes the color of his shoulder pad when you interact with him. So yeah, see right now it's kind of white and orange. And then let's see what happens when we approach him. Oh, his shoulder pad is just gone. Myth confirmed. Taken Vandals will only use their shield bubble thing if you aim at them. So it's actually better to only use your hip fire. Apparently, these dots on the side of the director are actually a secret code that can be translated with binary. Assuming that the empty dots are zeros and the filled in dots are ones, let's plug this in and see what we get. Okay, so it looks like this translates to Corey Barron, and after a little bit of research, I found out that he was a Bungie developer who sadly passed away in 2022. He worked on the user interface for the game, so this is a very fitting tribute. In this annoying part of the Lightblade Strike, the game makes you go extremely slow. However, if you equip a sword with this origin trait, it will counter the mechanic and let you go really fast. All right, let's see, 2 swings. Oh wow, I'm moving, myth confirmed. If you have Witherhoard equipped and then you switch over to Osteostriga, it has a unique interaction where the gun screams out in pain very loudly. Apparently you can just walk on air in this area of the map. Let me see this. What? Okay. Oh, it's only a little bit of the air, but yep, myth confirmed. That is pretty strange. Ever since the introduction of the Strand element, it seems that everyone in the community has convinced themselves that Strand was originally planned to come out in the Witch Queen expansion. There are many reasons that people believe this, but one of the main reasons is this armor having a very similar symbol to Strand. However, this myth has been officially busted because game director Joe Blackburn came out in an interview and said that Strand was never planned to come out in the Witch Queen. According to this guy, using the default sit emote will make your super charge faster. This guy seemed really convinced that this was actually a thing, but after 9 minutes sitting here, I can confidently say that this one is busted. This is a mod that picks up nearby orbs, but apparently it also picks up gambit motes when you dodge. Apparently there is a person in the tower who only walks backwards. Let's start looking because I'm not really sure where they're supposed to be. And while we look, I'm going to tell you about Control. No, not that one. I'm talking about Drink Control, the sponsor of today's video. When you're short on time, you might have some unhealthy eating habits like eating too much junk food, expensive takeout, or even skipping meals. Control is a great solution to all of these problems because it's a meal replacement protein drink for people like us, and it has the perfect balance between flavor and nutrition. It has high protein, it's super easy to make, and also has tons of fiber and nutrients and all of the other good stuff your body needs. It fills you up and it's low in calories, so if you want to lose weight, this is perfect for you. I love that the shakes have the right macros to replace a meal because when I'm gaming or recording a video like I am right now, I don't want to stop to go cook something. And I bet a lot of you can relate, whether you're busy or just not in the mood for making an elaborate meal. You might want something like this that is fast and easy. When it comes to the flavor department, Control is much better than your average meal shake. This stuff tastes amazing, and look at all of the great flavor options you have to choose from. You might also want to throw in some protein meal bars and protein cookies that will keep you feeling full on the go, because these all have great protein as well. Here's a tip. Definitely use the bundle builder on the website because the more things you add, the higher your discount becomes. And then you can also stack my code SHADOW on top of that for an additional 10% off. Oh, wait, is that him? Oh, it's not a him, but myth confirmed, she is walking backwards. Seriously guys, go check out Drink Control. It tastes really good and it's good for you. Click my link below or visit your local GNC store. If you try to preview a teammate's transmat effect, it makes their ship leave trails. Apparently this truck is just an illusion and you can shoot right through it. No, myth busted. It definitely does exist and you cannot shoot through it. Eris Morn wears robes, and this seems to lead a lot of people to believe she used to be a warlock. In reality though, she was a hunter and she just has a somewhat unique appearance. Every auto rifle in the game is way more stable when you're crouching, and this is particularly obvious on the Cerberus +1. Here's how much it recoils when I'm just normally standing up, and here's how much it recoils when I'm crouching. Myth confirmed, it is literally a night and day difference. When you aim down sights on your sniper, you can actually hear your Guardian's heartbeat if you listen really carefully. Wow, yeah, it is there. It's just extremely quiet. I can't believe I've never noticed that before. I am currently in the multiplex PvP map, and apparently you can just exit the map by flying up this little hole in the wall. So let me try this out. No way it's this easy, dude. Oh my gosh. Certainly it's not gonna let me shoot through here, right? No, dude. Also, you know what's crazy about this? From the other person's perspective, they can't even see you. You're just shooting through a completely solid wall. So this is really, really, really busted. Apparently, Vex Harpies will just not do anything if you get really close to them because they don't have a melee attack. All right, he's kind of moving around and he's dodging. But I guess myth confirmed, all you have to do is get close to Harpies and they will not be able to shoot back at you. You can now suppress enemy supers by blocking with this orb from Ruinous Effigy. You guys are just taking 7 damage and you're still in your super, so myth busted. Enemy players will not be able to hit a headshot on you while you are using this emote. Apparently you can block an incoming Nova Bomb with your grapple. Yes, myth confirmed. It does block the main Nova Bomb, but it looks like the little ones are still coming after me. If you run into the flaming corpse of Taniks and die to the burn, he will laugh at you, even though he's dead. There's a myth that you can actually hit headshots with your melee and deal more damage against Cabal. So 4,600 and then shooting for the head, yeah, also about 4,600, so myth busted. However, in testing for this, I have noticed that you can get the visual headshot animation on a dead Cabal, even though it won't deal any extra damage. Apparently, if you emote with someone who just recently increased their Guardian rank, it will give you a special buff. Oh, this is so cool. I have like a silver starry effect and I get to jump high. This is so awesome. Apparently a throwing knife and a hammer can deflect each other in midair. If you're on PC, you can reduce your latency by turning this setting onto boost mode. Something that I hear all the time is that the targeting adjuster mod is only for controller players. In reality though, this mod just gives you +5 aim assist, which is a valuable stat for all players. You can actually stick trip mines onto the Ruinous Effigy ball and then use it to blow up your enemies.
There we go.
I got it picked up and I'm gonna go find the enemies.
Oh boy.
All right, myth confirmed. So normally when you aim down sights on a weapon, your radar will disappear. But apparently now with pellet shotguns, your radar will just magically stay up the whole time. Very interesting. All right, myth confirmed. If you jump on this tree in the Endless Vale PvP map, it has a tendency to violently hurl you off of the map. Oh! Oh my gosh. All right, myth confirmed. It did take me a few tries for it to actually work, but myth confirmed. It does occasionally hurl you off the map. I keep seeing people circulate the myth that Destiny is a PvE only game and nobody touches the Crucible. If you look at the Destiny tracker stats though, there are almost as many Crucible players as there are PvE players. I'm back on the multiplex PvP map, and I've heard that the roof just doesn't really exist in like this whole section of the map. So I'm gonna try to go up here and see what happens. All right, myth confirmed. Apparently there is a way to have genuinely infinite heavy ammo just magically appear in your weapon's reserves. All you have to do is head into the Last Wish raid, get your gunpowder gamble ready on a Solar Hunter, and then equip a piece of armor with this mod. All right, so see right now I have a total of 6 ammo in my machine gun. Let's see what happens. Oh, plus 124 ammo, plus 248 ammo. Okay, wow, myth confirmed. So yeah, I literally get infinite ammo just for using my heavy machine gun. That is wild. There is a hidden triumph at the top of this tree, and you can scan it if you climb to the highest possible branch. Well, I'm here now and I don't see anything, so myth busted. Apparently 90% of you guys watching are not subscribed, but I'm happy to report that this myth is actually busted now. It's closer to only about 80%. If you enjoy the videos though, please consider subscribing. When you're wielding the Lumina hand cannon, it will actually slow down when you aim over an ally in order to make it easier to hit them. No, myth busted. It's not slowing down whatsoever. If you jump really high in this particular spot on the Meltdown PvP map, the game will just instantly kill you for no reason. All right, myth confirmed. So apparently if you redeem this emblem code, it will just show up as a completely blank emblem within the game. I just entered the code on Bungie's website, and now I'm going to head over to my collections and check it out. All right, and myth confirmed, there's just a completely blank emblem right here in my collections. This is a heavy pike, and this is how fast it normally shoots when you're just holding down the trigger. But apparently you can fire it twice as fast if you tap the trigger instead. Myth confirmed, it is shooting a lot faster by tapping the trigger. There is a guardian standing right behind this box, and back in the day, you could shoot through it like it wasn't even there. Let's see if that's still the case. It looks like they actually fixed it. There is a pretty ordinary looking shader that you can only get for $100,000. Believe it or not, this one is actually confirmed. The only way to get this shader is to raise over $100,000 for the Bungie Foundation. Apparently, Zavala bought the collector's edition of Final Shape, which includes a replica of the tower. Yep, there it is. This is definitely a replica of the D1 tower. Myth confirmed. This Titan aspect makes your barricade have a 3.5 minute cooldown, but I severely doubt this is true, so I'm gonna go test it in game. No, myth busted. My barricade is definitely recharging faster than it says. Apparently, if you freeze a Shrieker, it will turn into a bug-like creature with massive eyes. No, it just looks kind of icy and I don't see any big eyes, so I'm gonna have to say myth busted. Okay, I actually just looked it up and I found this, so I think this was probably something that used to exist but got patched. This is a mod that gives you bonus super energy from getting grenade kills, but apparently having 3 copies of the mod is actually worse than having 2 copies of the mod. Here's how much super energy I get from 3 copies of the mod, and here's how much energy I get from having 2 copies of the mod. No, myth busted. 3 copies is actually better than 2. The ships in my fire team are currently glowing gold, but apparently if I change the color of my glow, it will also change the color of other people's glow in my fire team. There is some solid geometry way outside of the map over there, and apparently you can go there by using your movement tech. Let's try it out. No, myth busted. Apparently lightweight auto rifles actually exist. So yeah, myth confirmed. I just went into my collections and it turns out there is a total of 1 lightweight auto rifle called the Jiangxi AR1. Very interesting. Does this icon in the tower look familiar? I've seen a lot of people out there saying that it predicted what happened to the Traveler. However, I am really not convinced because it just looks like a logo that is related to the tower and the people who work here. This is a weapon mod that creates explosions of confetti on precision kills, but apparently it also grants an extremely small amount of range to your weapons. So I'm slightly out of range for my hand cannon right here. Now let's switch over to sweaty confetti and see if it makes any difference. Nope, it still does 67 damage, myth busted. X-Dirus is a grenade launcher that cannot ever be reloaded under any circumstance, but apparently it still has a reload stat, and the developers made that stat 69 just to be funny. Yep, there it is, can confirm 69 reload speed. When you increase your Guardian rank, you can also stack it with the quickness buff to jump even higher than you could normally. When you're fighting against a Tormentor, you can just shoot their tornadoes in order to make them fly away and disappear. This one is actually confirmed, and it's something we covered on my second channel in the video about ways you might be playing Destiny wrong. Apparently, loading into a Nightfall will give you full special and heavy ammo that will carry over into the next activity that you load into. So I've landed in the Nightfall and I have full ammo. Now let's see if it will transfer over to a story mission. And there we go. I still have all of my ammo, myth confirmed. Apparently the damage resist on the Ruinous Effigy Orb is so strong that you can survive a sniper headshot. Wow, okay, I could survive actually multiple sniper headshots. That's wild. Myth confirmed. All right, now I've got to know, can you survive an entire Deathbringer rocket by using this? So in one of my other videos where we talked about all of the hidden exotic perks, we discovered that Bad Juju will create these big explosions if you get 146 kills in a row. But that made me wonder, would this actually work in PvP? I summoned a bunch of my subscribers to a private match, and after 145 kills, here's what happened. Oh, it worked!
Oh,
I saw the explosion.
that was loud.
I did not expect it to work in PvP. That's wild. In this strike, you need to survive and defend the Warsat, but apparently a really good strategy is just to use a chair emote to make yourself go inside the Warsat and the enemies will not be able to shoot you. All right, myth confirmed. The enemies are just treating me like I don't even exist. A lot of people seem to believe that everything will be sold in the store for Bright Dust eventually. Sadly though, this is not true. There are plenty of things that have never and will never be sold for Bright Dust. Apparently, there is a way to apply shaders to exotic weapons. When you check out a shader in the preview section, it will also apply the shader to your exotic weapon. I mean, technically myth confirmed, but unfortunately this is just a temporary effect. Apparently you can attach the Gathering Storm super to the Hunter Strand ball, and then it will go seek out the enemies. Oh yeah, we got some on it. Let's go.
Oh no.
This is so hectic. That is awesome though. Myth confirmed. There's a myth that the Witherhoard grenade launcher will turn affected enemies into Taken. However, considering that it does not work with the Taken spec mod, it's pretty obvious that this is not actually the case. Both of these things reload your weapons on a hunter, and there's a myth that they do not stack together. However, I recently found out that they actually do stack, and you can reload twice with just a single dodge. If you time it correctly, you can shoot up to 3 rockets with just a single dodge. Wave frame grenade launchers will leave lines in the snow on Europa. It doesn't seem to work in this location, but let me try somewhere else. Oh, there we go. All right. So myth confirmed. It does work. It just needs some really deep snow in order for the lines to actually appear. There's been a strange myth going around in the Destiny community that the Counterbalance mod is actually good to put on shotguns. A Bungie designer actually came out and busted this one for us though, so definitely do not put Counterbalance on your shotguns. Apparently you cannot travel directly from a lost sector to the tower. So here I am in a lost sector, and now let's try to go to the tower and see what happens. All right, myth confirmed. It just loaded me into the moon instead of the tower, which is obviously what I selected. So myth confirmed, that one is very strange. An amusing counter to the Cabal is just to walk right through their shield when they put it up. It doesn't deal any damage to you, and then you can just show up on the other side and take them out. This Warlock exotic is comically large, and there's a myth that it actually increases the size of your hitbox in PvP. So right here, this should count as a headshot, or not. Myth busted. A lot of people seem to think that if your ally has an exclamation point near their name, that means that they have taken critical damage. I'm pretty sure that's what it meant in Destiny 1, but in Destiny 2, it actually just means that they've taken some amount of damage. Apparently, my channel now offers YouTube memberships, and myth confirmed it does. Feel free to check them out. There's a myth that you can survive a Fist of Havoc if you use your Acrobat's dodge at just the right time. If you apply this ornament to the Cerberus exotic, it will tell you where the pellets are actually going to land. Oh wow, yeah, myth confirmed. You can see these little dots rotating around in the scope. It's not pay to win because it's not that useful, but it's still a nice added detail. Risk Runner has a perk that reduces incoming arc damage, but apparently this will also apply to your Sparrow, making it really important to use Risk Runner while you're taking arc damage on your Sparrow. So it does activate the Risk Runner perk, but I actually don't think my Sparrow is taking any less damage, so myth busted. You can actually ride your Sparrow upside down, but to find out more about that myth, watch my other video where we bust 100 more myths in Destiny 2.